Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and Dragon's Dogma. I've heard some great things about this game. I've heard it's ahead of its time, and Dragon's Dogma 2 is releasing in just under 2 weeks. So I'm going to go ahead and play as much of this as I can and give you a summarized version of the gameplay rather than all of the gameplay. And hopefully this will help you decide whether or not you want to play this first game and purchase the second game. The game starts you off in a tutorial with a sword and shield fighter type of character. This character is only for the tutorial, so you'll be able to create your own character and choose your own class later on. You will eventually run into this giant dragon who seems to be the main antagonist of the game, and finally introduced to combat with these goblins. I thought it was pretty cool that our homie grabbed one of the goblins so I could attack even though I didn't because I had no idea what I was doing. This type of teamwork really shines later in the game. After the goblins, we stumble upon this stone which he refers to as a gateway to the rift. These seem to allow you to access more pawns, but in this case they just give you two. But in the future, apparently you can create your own, and use those that other players have created. In the next group of goblins, I figured out how to block and use skills. So the combat feels really cool. I think one of the pawns even starts my sword on fire, which probably does increase damage. Oh yeah, you can actually grab objects and enemies to throw them, and even grab to climb larger enemies, which you'll see here pretty soon. It's awesome. I tried grabbing what looks like an explosive barrel later on and tossing it onto a group of enemies. I don't know how impactful that was, but it was awesome. Eventually, you get to the tutorial boss, and it looks like a chimera, whatever that is. The pawns give you tips on how to handle this boss and encourage attacking the snake first, followed by the goat, and then eventually the lion. This is where the grabbing mechanic really starts to shine, and it's a lot of fun. As you can see, I try hopping on to the back of this giant beast to attack the snake. I do some damage to maybe the goat, but eventually get to the snake. Once the snake is gone, I hop back on, start damaging the goat, and the goat goes down. Eventually, we have to fight the lion, which seems to be the strongest part of the whole beast. And finally, congratulations, the tutorial is finished, and you can create your own character.
Or step forward. Take hold of what lies beyond. Claim mastery over the eternal ring.
Alright, that was a pretty cool cutscene to set up the game. Anyways, while making your character, you get pretty extensive options like male or female, height, weight, muscular, skinny, fat, and all that stuff. You can choose from a variety of facial structures and even change the shapes of each part of the face, like your nose, mouth, ears, and all that good stuff. The game gives you examples of characters made based off the class to help you through this process. I just kind of made a generic white dude, and I plan on picking the bow and daggers class. So here's my guy. After creating your character, you're plunged into another cutscene where you see you and other people of the community going about their day. Suddenly, enter the dragon. His sheer size and strength frighten everyone, including the guards, who cowardly drop their weapons and run. We ain't no coward though, so we pick up the sword and dart towards the dragon, thinking we have some sort of chance. Suddenly, I realize the cutscene turns into gameplay, and I don't pick up the controller in time. Luckily, we somehow stab that fool in the hand, which only pisses him off more. He talks some shit in some weird language. He then pierces our chest to take our heart, and that motherfucker eats our heart! Call us the Heartless, but I guess we are now known as the Arisen. We come to and get the opportunity to pick our class. Like I said, I'm aiming for a mix of range and melee, so the Strider class is the go-to for now, but more will become available later on, such as the Assassin. We find our woman talking behind our back to some old fool. Maybe she's our cousin? I don't know. Anyway, I take a look around and steal her weed. As I enter the world, I already have a plan based on some friends' tips. I have to stop by the inn and get some passive quests, grab something out of storage, and sell that something for an absurd amount of money. From there, I start exploring to find side quests to level up before tackling the story. I steal people's weed along the way. I find a guy who calls me cousin too. Are all these people my cousin? Anyway, he fears telling a friend of his brother's death by the dragon, and asks that I tell him instead. I make my way into the church to get another quest from the priest. He lost the scripture and needs help finding it. Turns out this punk kid took it and dropped it somewhere. I find it quickly and notice some chests on the roof across the way. I'll try getting those later. I bring the scripture back to the priest and make my way to break the news to that guy's homie. He takes it pretty well. I find another side quest right here before returning to Elvar. She needs help obtaining some herbs to help heal the injured. Eventually, I make my way back to Elvar to turn in the quest. He gives me some gold and we're getting rich. I decide to take a look at the quest for obtaining the herbs and don't see any markers on the map. I just remembered that chest on the roof, so let's grab that shit first. We find some wine, and I have no idea what that's for. While looking around, I find this dude. He tells me the flowers I'm searching for grow near big trees, so I decide to head near the exit. As I approach the exit, something happens. A pond busts out a black cloud, and we have a weird moment. This dude tells us the next town over has men gathering to face the dragon, and we can find more ponds there as well. We finally set out to explore the area with intention to gather herbs and kill everything in sight, bunnies included. I find some flowers for the quest near this big ass tree, but not before getting attacked. After gathering the flowers, I make it a goal to find and destroy any goblins I see. This provides opportunity to practice the bow and daggers. While running around, I hear a group of goblins to my right. When I pull up, they are jumping this dude, so I choose to save him. After killing the goblins, he hooks us up with a cape. I guess you can't equip new gear unless you're at the inn? I don't know, that seems really weird. After gathering the rest of the flowers, I run back to town to turn in the quest. It turns out I need more, and I think these grow at night, so I head to the inn, equip my cape, and pass some time to nightfall. I went out at night in hopes to find some moon glow. I didn't find any, but I also don't know what it looks like. I noticed there are many more monsters out at night, including goblins and even some wolves. This offers more target practice to get used to the combat. Since I don't know what the moonglow looks like, I decided to head to the other town to find a good stopping point for my first part of Dragon's Dogma. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. If so, please like, comment, and subscribe. More coming soon. Bye.